Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, it's time for entering the Pandora jungle because I found another one and I just wanted to make a review about it just to see what are we going to get today, because oh boy, there are so many of these big boys and sometimes it's just always more like the question, what are we going to get? So first, let's do a little bit of an unboxing and what kind of goodies are we going to get today? Nowadays they're coming just in this brown shipping box. Yep, no fancy boxes anymore like in the previous days. Inside, I'm guessing this is the power supply. Yep, or typical lithium battery charger. So I don't get it why they're giving us these weird chargers. Just give us a freaking normal 12 volt power supply. But this thing is the Sanwa edition. It also comes with some spare buttons. So let's see what we're going to get. HDMI. Oh, holy crap, this thing is freaking long. USB cable, because we can connect this thing to your game system and not a PlayStation 5. And of course the deluxe toilet paper manuals, not really toilet paper, the deluxe version, explaining how to add games, and they're also having like this overview how you need to connect if you want to use this mainboard in something else. Okay, so with also these new boxes there was some minor assembly required. Yep. Oh damn it, I bought the same version again. But okay, so the thing that we need to do, we need to get ourselves the screwdriver. We need to put the ball top on. I need to tighten them up, the ball top, but the only thing I don't get is why I'm going to get these. That is new, okay. Okay, so next up, let's see what are we going to get more for goodies. The screwdriver that we're going to need, the ball top, and some other parts. Okay, let's put the dust caps on. Alright. And we need to put the ball. Oh yeah, we're going to screw on the ball. Alright, next up. Sanwa parts, I like it. Okay, all the balls have been added to the joystick. Let's put it out and let's tighten them up with the nice screwdriver from China. Okay, so next thing that we need to do, and they have like two holes over here at the bottom. We need to flip the screwdriver and we need to stick in the screwdriver in the hole so you can basically tighten up the ball. Okay, don't need to be like going all Hulk mode, just be gentle. Alright, so that's it. Are you ready to go? Okay guys, so this is the IYO Gaming Edition Sanwa. Okay, but for the people who are not familiar with Pandora's box, there are quite some different versions out there. It's just a freaking jungle. Not even with the mainboard, but also with the casings. There are so many different ones, so maybe in this year I will make like an overview which one are the best one, or more like a buyer's guide. And what is the Sanwa edition to begin with? So the Sanwa edition is basically a version that they give you complete with Sanwa parts. So this means the joystick and also the buttons. I'm a big fan of the Sanwa parts. The joystick feels way better and it is also a little bit better responsive than the original, let's say Chinese wiggle sticks that we're going to get. The buttons, this is more like a personal thing. I like it. They are super short travel and they are very responsive. Especially if you like fighting games, this is just a button that you need to have for your Pandora's box. So here on the top we're going to get these tiny clicky buttons, and the difference is that we're going to get with all the versions that we're having reviewed here on the channel, like we're having like the big buttons. This is like basic layout. Here you get choice between the LS. This function is only when you're hooking it up to, let's say, a game console. Select, start, home, coin, and start. All those things that you're going to need in the Pandora box are over here. So entering a coin is a separate button. Some of the Pandora box have like a select button for coin, and of course start for player 2. And yep, I mean player 2 because player 1 also has like 5 different buttons. Select, pause, coin, start, and the LS. And what you're going to get with this casing is that we're going to get a universal casing. And what do we mean with this is very simple. So what you can see here, like this board is inside a white casing. And this big capping hole is more like just a hole, and basically you can stick every single Pandora box in it. And that is what I really like about these casings. Normally like we're having all the connectors have been like laid out in the casing itself, so you're just stuck with a certain main board, or you cannot even upgrade it sometimes. And also going to get this fancy nice on and off switch. But overall, if you want to upgrade, this is no problem whatsoever in the future. So in overall, I already told you like there are like a million freaking ways you can play Pandora's box nowadays, especially when it comes to the casing. But these IYO gaming casings, they are freaking nice. They're fully made of metal, they weigh very heavy, and they feel very sturdy. And overall quality is just magnificent. Super tall! Okay, so let's do a quick peek inside. And when it comes to the IYO gaming casing, this thing is very unique. Normally you're going to get yourself like this Pandora's box cable free, but you're just going to get a PCB with 2 ribbon cables. I'm not a big fan of this construction, but yeah, this is what you're going to get with this casing. It's quite universal, you can change out the board very easily. You can get it with 8000 and the 7000 edition. There are a lot of versions out there, you can swap them out in the future if there comes an update. The joysticks and the buttons can be replaced very easily, but if you can switch it to, let's say, the LED function, that depends what kind of PCBs are inside of your IYO gaming casing. Yeah, casing, yeah. So here on the left side we're going to get the first speaker. Normally we're going to get one, like around 3 up to 5 watts, but with this IYO gaming we're going to get 2, because on the right side, there we're going to get the second. And I like it. That is something what I really like about these IYO gaming casings. There is an LED RGB strip inside. If you don't like it, you can always like disconnect it over here. Just want to point it out. But it's also a fun feature because the IYO gaming, let's say the letters will be lighting up. It looks pretty cool. But let's talk about the Pandora's box itself. What are we going to get? How good is it? And what can you even play with it? Okay, so how about the joystick? Let's test it out with one of my favorite fighting games. So what I'm noticing is like when you're having a really cheap stick, the moves don't come out instantly. And with this, super responsive, the same for the buttons. Only need to tap them. Oh, I don't know where they are. Like, where are my buttons? Oh, there they are. Let's see if I can do my super move now. More like a personal handicap. Come on! Yep, there we go. So, and especially with this trick, with the power moves, if the joysticks are freaking horrible, it doesn't work that great. So I can say that the Sanwa is just a really great addition. Don't think so. But let's go on with the show and let's talk about some other things. But first, super move. Oh yeah! We reach the main board this way. So personally, I'm a big fan of these casings. Oh, let's turn it around. Alright. Yeah. Oh, be very be very gentle with the freaking cable of the Wi-Fi antenna. Get it loose. Yeah, alright. The people who are familiar to the channel and these Pandora's boxes, you will see that they changed out a lot of things. So first of all, the mainboard layout is more clean. Let's put it this way. There are less components. You can see there are some new components on it. Like a completely new condensator. A condensator I've never seen before on the Pandora's box. And a transistor. So there are some new parts on it. And they just basically redesigned the full mainboard. But also more like the question how good it is when it comes to performance. Because there are some things you need to know. Here you can see like this is the 7001. It's just released now. I just picked it up. And I'm curious what is the performance. I'm not familiar exactly about the layout of the mainboard. There is no specifications what the condensators are for. And yeah, the transistor, they also did add a new cooling element. There are some new connections on the mainboard like this one. Kind of interesting. No idea where it's for, because I have no idea where they are going to put this thing in. It can be maybe for a connection for an arcade machine they are going to release in the near future. That is something we need to check out. But let's remove the cooling element. Just remove the 2 pins and we can pop up the cooling. And here we're having the S905 AM Logic quad core. It's very hard to see, but the kind of weird thing is like we're having a lot of S905 models, but sadly they didn't really improve the chip itself. Categories recent and the search option. This is just similar like with all the previous models and also with the Pandora Key 7 new edition. We're having the recent list where we can see what kind of game we've played before. The list will be wiped out after a couple of titles, and of course we're having the search option, and that is what we're really going to need because it's just one big nightmare when it comes to searching games through the one big gigantic list. When powering on, this is the menu that you're going to get, and for the people who are familiar with the Pandora family or the Pandora jungle, yep, you can see that the menu is exactly the same like the previous model, the Pandora Game 3D. So in the end they are calling this the Pandora Game 3D Plus, and I'm guessing, I will going to do a teardown later on this video, that it will be the same specifications, so in the end we're going to get the same performance. But okay, let's talk about the menu. What are we going to get with this for the people who are new to the product? Well, let's take a close look at the settings menu, and sadly they didn't change out a lot over here, and no, we don't have aspect ratio with the original software. As you can see, we're in the IYO tester and all the similar things with the previous models. Gamepad settings, where you can change out which joystick will be for what. Gamepad utility wizard, but this is something we don't going to use. We're having the coin settings, that is only usable when you're going to put this mainboard in an arcade machine. And the image optimization. And we're only having the HD and the scanline filter. Last up, we're having the Wi-Fi. And of course that was special with this new version because previous model didn't have the Wi-Fi. Now we're having also the Naughty Store that we can use through the Wi-Fi where you can download games. Yep, and that is pretty damn naughty. But different performance means also we're going to get a different result when it comes to PlayStation Portable. And I can tell you, it's not great. The same applies to the Dead Alive with Dream Emulator.
Loading time!
Get ready, fly!
But up to PlayStation 1, it still runs the games pretty good. So very happy to see that we got some decent performance with less specification. The same works with MAME. It seems to be running just fine. Also with Mortal Kombat 1, there's of course the benchmark for MAME. No, it doesn't run Killer Instinct, just want to say it. You need a different system for that.
Freeze!
Smell my feet!
Sub-Zero win.
Okay, so this is what you're going to get with the IYO game Sanwa edition. So I must say there are so many of these Pandora boxes out there, but this is still one of my favorite ones. Not especially with the mainboard, but the casing itself. It has a lot of potential and you can do a lot of great things with it, especially when you want to upgrade it. So Let me know in the comments what do you think of this. What do you think of the Sanwa? Did you ever have a Sanwa button or joystick? I think it's just a big positive upgrade for a joystick like this. But when it comes to the mainboard itself, it's more of the same. They're just more like changing out the external part. So this is what you're going to get with this new 2021 model, the 7001 Sanwa edition. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the bell, become on the Wicked family. And if you have any questions, you can always drop it in the comments.